Welcome back to Project 94 for another Diecast review. And today, we're going to be taking a look at Kevin Harvick's 2022 Coca-Cola 600 Mobil 1 paint scheme for Stewart Haas Racing's Kevin Harvick. What a fantastic looking car. And at first, it was kind of hard to tell how detailed of a patriotic car this was, and how detailed it was, and how much, kind of, a lot more effort put into this more than the primary car, which is interesting to see with this one. Was definitely not expecting that, but we're going to get a closer look at this diecast as it is straight out of the packaging. Fairly unused, and here it is. Just an amazing looking car for Kevin Harvick fans to collect. Man, this one. The Coca-Cola 600 cars, I'll be honest, I'm going to let you guys know. You guys already know, the Coca-Cola 600 cars are my favorite cars to get. Patriotic cars, and patriotics and throwbacks are my favorite diecasts to get. Just wonderful, beautiful, innovative cars. And of course, are the most memorable cars of the year, especially for me. Got four right there, Stewart Haas Racing. Got Ford. Got Mobil 1 with the little hood vents on it, which look to be printed underneath the decal, which is definitely not supposed to be that way. They should have printed the hood vents over the decals. But it is what it is. Does not look bad to me. You got the Ford logo right there with the patriotic windshield banner with the little air vent so the driver can breathe. And of course, you got LCPL West as the little tribute of the fallen soldier there. You have Sunoco right there. You got Goodyear. NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Salutes, the number 4, Kevin Harvick right there. Busch would be right here, but of course they cannot put that on. Got the little Pegasus right there. You got Ford, Mobil 1, Haas, Hunt Brothers, and I cannot read what that last one is. Is that the Hinder Tractors? Kind of too small for me to read. Can I read it on the other side? Oh, it's Rush Truck Centers? Wow, it's really squashed in, if that's what that's supposed to say. I mean, look at that. Wow, they can't even get this tiny decals to be better quality than that. Of course, you got Mobil 1, but it looks like it says Mobil 1 because it's scratched. Look at that. It is completely scratched off. Nothing I can do there. That's literally how the car was shipped. Gear wrench right there. You got Hunt Brothers, Pristine Auctions, and Subway. And did I just notice something else? Oh, yeah, I did. The wrong Goodyears are on this car. This car should have the Honor and Remember logos on the wheels, and they are not on there, so that's another thing I just noticed. I don't know if it's just my car. Maybe you guys can let me know, does your Kevin Harvick Patriotic have those logos on there? This could be a factory mishap. Who knows, but it's not bad. At least I have the car in somewhat good shape. Of course, no Busch logo, once again, and of course, the Mobil 1, Ford, Mobil 1 again, and of course the Michigan license plate, Ford 2022 license plate. Kind of cool to have those license plates on the Fords. Have Mobil 1 right there, Kevin Harvick, and nothing on the roof, as I'm assuming another Busch logo would be there, but they cannot print any Busch logos on this car. For the diecast itself, for the paint scheme, it's spray painted white. It's fairly similar to the primary. It starts out with the black splitter, the black spoiler, and wrapping across the front, you actually have it going a little bit over the grill right here. This first part of the grill, the bottom portion, just wraps across that part of the front. Goes across the side with that gray outline, that silver outline, no metallic to it, it's just silver. This goes across the car, swooshes up and across the quarter panel. It kind of seems like this is a part of some type of template I've noticed with some of the Haas cars. They always like leave this same amount of portion on the car for sponsors and such as Busch and, you know, those sponsors that are on the quarter panel. It seems to always, a lot of the times they use this template. Not always, but it's fairly common when they actually use that same amount of space. So the only thing that would change is the design around it, which is kind of an interesting thing to point out. It doesn't look bad. I actually like it. It's a cool template. And of course, that black and silver, the black of the silver outline is going to wrap all the way to the back, a little under the taillights. And of course, the top of it is black. And now we get to the patriotic portion of the car. Let's start out with the numbers. Of course, a white outline, a red outline, another white outline, and the blue number fill-in. And on this side, on the sides of the car, got a white outline, a blue outline, a red outline, and a white number fill-in. And that type of number 4 is only used on the sides. They go back to the normal type of 4, which is on the top for the under the headlight and under the tail light right here. And now we get to the most patriotic part of the car, and that is, of course, the American flag fade gradients effect. And it's not like just some like, okay, we're just going to go on Google, paste a picture of a generic American flag. No, they actually got a waving American flag across the side underneath the Pegasus and the number 4, wrapping around the Mobil 1 and going over all of the side upper panels, which would include the A post, the B post, the C post, and of course underneath the roof rail, going up all the way onto the side, the roof rails, side of the roof rails. It just looks really cool. So it starts out like you can see the fade begin right here. Next to the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Salutes, it's fading in and just kind of has a bit of a wavy effect. As you can see, any dark shadow of gradients right there is pretty much representing a waving flag. Of course, you got the blue part of the flag wrapping around over the 4 and then around the window right here. And it's going to stop right towards the middle, a little bit past the middle. It's going to stop with the blue and the white stars. And then, of course, the stripes start right on the number 4 on the sides. And then it stops at the black and silver striping. And, of course, it's going to continue around the Pegasus wings. And, of course, it's going to go all the way up around the C-posts and all the way up to the roof rail right there. And you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these stripes. And don't even ask me to count the stars on here because they are cut off by the window. And of course, it's going to fade right around the lower part of the hips of the car. As you can tell, it just kind of starts wrapping around, continues, and then just fades into the end. Right there, of course, you can see when you look closer, you kind of do notice there are some dots on the gradients, but it's definitely not as bad as what they used to be. And look at that, you got a bit of, looks like marker, little mark right there. But that is really from probably the decal, just kind of sloppy little decal mishap right there. But it's almost inside of the windshield, so that's not too bad. But yeah, just look at that. Let that design sink in as I get a close-up look at it. Look at how simplistically beautiful, guys, not even a word, simplistically beautiful that American flag is. It's not even on the entire car. Most of it is white, but for the sides, just look at how awesome that looks. When you see this car in the grandstands, when I saw it, the Coke 600, I noticed how much more better it looked than when I first saw it in the render photos. And even as time went on, I started to like how the render photos looked too. But now with the diecast, it looks even better. Of course, got the good blue Goodyear logos. And of course, the rims are the dark gray color once again. And that is one of the new rim colors. It's like they're always constantly trying to find the right shade of gray and black for these rims. And then the silver ones. So you could definitely tell they're using everything from their disposal to try to make more accurate colors. But for the sake of consistency, man, pick a color for the rims. I know, of course, the silver is going to be for Penske, the black for, like, the Toyota type of cars, and, of course, Ford and Chevy. It's almost free ball. They kind of go back and forth between all of them. But for just, if you're going to do one color representing one color, leave it that way. He's like, no more 2 different types of silver, no more 2 different types of black and gray. Just pick one, because now it's going to be some inconsistencies now, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. These are just die casts. But of course, the hardcore collectors are probably going to wonder why they don't just go with one type for each color. But that's just how it is. Here's the front of the car. Here's the hood. Here's the right side. Here's the back. Here's the deck lid. Here's the roof. Here's the left side. And the underbody of this 2022 Ford Mustang used under license. That is going to be it for the Coca-Cola 600 Mobil 1 Kevin Harvick car here. It's Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing. Honestly, this is one of the better diecasts you can get for Kevin Harvick. He has a lot, and I mean a lot of diecasts released. Everything from the bush, the ream, the Mobil 1 schemes, the gear wrench, the subway, and just a myriad of diecasts to collect if you're a Kevin Harvick fan. Even from the beginning, he's had the most diecasts released of any driver. He's only rivaled by Chase Elliott. That's how many diecasts Kevin Harvick has gotten made in the 164 this year. And yeah, he runs like almost 20, 30 different paint schemes a year. That is a lot of paint schemes. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but it's quite a lot. You see different looking 4 cars out there. So, Stewart Haas Racing definitely has a lot of designing techniques at their disposal to showcase on these cars. The sponsors want to keep designing. The designers want to keep designing. And, of course, Stewart Haas Racing wants to keep designing. And, of course, Kevin Harvick and the rest of the Stewart Haas Racing drivers want to keep driving these fantastic, bold-looking cars. Just Stewart Haas Racing is a team that brings it on with these paint schemes. They really hardly ever disappoint. Maybe every once in a while we get a scheme where it's like, oh, this could have been better. This one, I don't see it that way. This car is perfect as is. I don't see any reason why they would change this paint scheme for next year. Run this one again. I mean, no one would be able to tell the difference if they just kept this one. No one would even complain about it. I mean, that is how beautiful this patriotic design is. I really like this one. I'm a huge fan of it. Man, we just went on and on and on for like 11 minutes. So, that's it. I'm going to call it. Gotta go. Thank you all for checking out this Diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next Diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your Diecast.